Is it time for us to look at the National Assembly as a structure and restructure the National Assembly? Because it's getting really expensive.
Personally speaking, I would like to say that it's time to remove subsidy from National Assembly.
Oh, they pay for subsidy, yeah?
No, we can no longer subsidize their lifestyle. We can't afford it. You can't be borrowing to subsidize National Assembly.
Okay.
Because buying them an SUV is a form of subsidy. If the citizens are being asked to sacrifice, and I'm a Christian for God's sake, and I like to put a scripture to that. Do not muzzle the ox that threshed the corn. If you can't find that reference, somebody should just Google it or just find. Don't muzzle the ox that threshed the corn. In other words, do not kill the person who is trying to produce. So Nigerians are struggling to produce for the economy. You do a small business, you are being ticketed, you are being asked to pay this and pay that and pay that, all kinds of taxes. Federal government is widening tax nets through federal inland, state government is doing the same thing. And then you want to kill the same people with insensitive expenditure.
But there's
which this SUV is one of them. So subsidy needs to be removed.
There's
from
the
National
argument.
Assembly.
There's the argument that the legislators, if they are leaving, will purchase these vehicles. There's that argument.
Kalada, if they can purchase while they are living, let them purchase now. What are bank facilities for? If you and I want to get a car, we would have gone for a bank
bank loan,
a car loan.
A car loan.
Let the National Assembly, of course, they are going to be paid their allowances on time. They are never on strike. We've never heard National Assembly members protesting of delay of salary for 1 week. So they could have approached the banks to say, banks, my legislative functions needs XYZ, just like you and I would have submitted our business plan to any financial institution. And then they give you the kind of car that your allowance can accommodate, and then they deduct at source when your allowances are paid. That makes more sense. These cars are going to be sold at giveaway price. The old National Assembly quarters in Apo in Abuja was sold for peanuts.
How much? Do you have an idea?
I can't remember, but if you go there now, they can't even maintain it. The initial members who came in 1999 up until 2011 or so, who bought off the place, including the Senate President's resident, and all of those things. If you go to Metama and you go to the Minister's Hills,
in Bielsa, I think there's a similar thing.
It was sold off at giveaway, at almost like free, you know. So let nobody tell us that they are going to pay for it. If they want to pay for it, let them take a car loan and then they pay at source. But like I said, nobody should subsidize National Assembly. Nobody should be thinking of borrowing money for any social net or anything. The only social net that would have gone around Nigeria was the subsidy they removed.
All right.
Any other social net, any other arrangement is false. And we can't be talking about borrowing $1.something million when we just collected $3 million through NNPC to stabilize Naira. What exactly are these guys saying? So subsidy needs to be removed from National Assembly. We can't subsidize National Assembly. It's too expensive. We can't keep it anymore. That's just the reality.
Okay. Talking about the British Parliament, I was listening to LBC. It's a British radio station. You can try if you're online. And they were attacking or criticizing the Prime Minister, and which is the equivalent of the President, for using helicopter to travel from point A to point B. And we're asking, what happened to the train? What happened to the bus? And that means that on a normal day, the Prime Minister uses public transport facilities to get from point A to point B. But that's not the case in Nigeria. You need SUVs.
I told you that earlier on, that the reason why it needs to be a high car, a Jeep, is because the roads are bad. I told you that from the onset. And they need to.
But even if the roads are bad, they're serving you and I.
Yeah.
You're not using that SUV. You're using the car and you go through that road and your car gets bad, but you're financing their lifestyle. So why can't they go through what you're going through?
Kala, I will revert back to what I said earlier, which is National Assembly is getting too expensive. We can go round and round this circle. We are only talking about their SUVs. They are going to be pilot vehicles for escorts.
Oh, true.
And police assistants. And
true.
All those kind of things. Yeah. There are still allowances for legislative aid.
Yeah, true.
Who is supposed to help them prepare their readings, and sometimes they don't even read their briefs. So people get into the National Assembly chambers and they are sleeping. And then they say, the ayes have it, the nay have it. And then they send prayers into their email box for just shouting ayes and nays. So it's a whole lot of challenge. If we want, that's why I told you that the National Assembly, current crop of politicians we have across political parties have given up on Nigeria.
Including the new ones from popular parties that were supposed to make changes.
I said across political parties because of the high cost of electioneering. This is the reason why people spend so much. Because some of them didn't spend up to 100 million. Now they are getting up to 100. Come to think of it, why don't they wait until tribunal have decided all their matters? Because some people are going to take these cars and then going to lose from tribunal.
And they'll return it now.
They won't return. Africans who use fairly used cars, they will tell you that the person who left out put juju on the car for them. So it's not going to be used. Another person will need a new car, a new house, a new everything, including new wives.